you can't understand art. You know, you're going to miss out on huge swathes of literature if you haven't got any of the references to the Bible that we would have been familiar with even if you were an atheist in the past. When it comes to Christianity, there has been more open season. There's no doubt about it. It's all wrapped up partly with feeling that this is part of the British Empire. It's part of the decolonisation issue. It's a bit like, Christianity is associated with missionaries and going to the developing world and stamping authority on them. I mean, there's all sorts of tangled webs there. And there's just a disagreement with the morality that comes with Christianity around things like abortion, maybe with assisted act, but other issues. So that in colleges and student unions, it becomes sort of routine to assume that a Christian union or a pro-life group shouldn't be affiliated with the student union because that's bigotry. You know, it's just kind of said as though that's true. So I'm just saying that I wasn't even going to speak on that point in the House of Lords. But when I realised that there was an attack on it, I thought it was very important to make the point that, of course it's appropriate that if you've got a religious school at all, which I'm perfectly happy with a diversity of the types of schools that are available, that you should be able to have religious teaching and also religious teachers. But I also made the point that that there's an illiteracy around religion that actually has an impact culturally and socially. And I made a quip, but it was because it had made such an impact on me when I was a teacher that when I was trying to teach a poem and I basically said something like, what might that apple symbolise? And all the students looked at me and I didn't know what I was talking about. And I realised that they had no concept of the apple and temptation, or they had no. So even from a point of view of cultural capital,
Garden of Eden.
You can't. The Garden of Eden. You can't understand art. You know, you're going to miss out on huge swathes of literature if you haven't got any of the references to the Bible that we would have been familiar with even if you were an atheist in the past. A lot of these artists, by the way, weren't even religious, but they understood religious symbolism and understood what it stood for beyond religion. So I think that at any level we would do well to not throw religion out when it comes to education.